So this month officially marks 3 years since I started living a life in a wheelchair. And in those 3 years, I've learned a few things. I've learned that accessibility apparently means that somebody installed a ramp behind a dumpster in 1987. I've learned that anything that you drop immediately rolls underneath the heaviest piece of furniture in the room. And I've learned that when you're in a wheelchair, complete strangers will say shit to you that I'm pretty sure they would never say to another complete stranger. Oh, and to the other people in wheelchairs, stop getting so offended every time a walker asks you a question. Not everybody who's curious or awkward or doesn't know what the hell to say is an ableist. Sure, there are assholes in the world, but did it really take ending up in a wheelchair to figure that out? Sometimes people are just curious. Sometimes they say the wrong thing, and sometimes they're just trying to be nice and they really, really suck at it. We could all stand to calm the hell down a little bit. Now, most people mean well. I know that. And if you're new here, what's up? I'm Chris. I make videos about tech and creator gear from a wheelchair. And if that sounds useful, hit subscribe so I could justify my ridiculous new EDC addiction. So one thing I want to make perfectly clear. This isn't me sitting here pissed off at the world because somebody tried to be nice to me. But there are certain weirdos that you meet when you're in a wheelchair over and over and over again. And after 3 years, I've started categorizing them. So these are the 5 strangers that I absolutely dread running into when I leave the house. This guy loves me. I could be sitting in a restaurant, just eating a burger, minding my own business, and this guy will look up at me like I just dragged a baby out of a burning building. I just wanted to say, you're so brave. Why? Why? I ordered a burger and fries. I'm not storming Normandy, I'm eating lunch. Sure, I get what they mean. They're right, they're trying to be nice. They see somebody in a wheelchair out living life, and they have to acknowledge it. But sometimes the bar for what qualifies as brave when you're disabled is just really low, all right? It's like when they called fat models brave for wearing a bikini and posing in a magazine. And I'm not body shaming anyone, but we're kind of playing fast and loose with the word brave here, aren't we? I'll be buying toothpaste at CVS and somebody looks at me like I just climbed Everest. Meanwhile, all I'm thinking is, dude, I need a toothpaste. Now, if you see me just rolling down the middle of 95 at 2 in the morning because my Uber didn't show up, absolutely. Tell me I'm brave. Actually, call the cops first, but after that, very brave. This right here, this is Brave Guy's cousin. Except Inspiration Guy takes things up a notch because apparently just seeing me outside has completely changed the trajectory of this dude's life. You're such an inspiration. Again, I'm at Target. Maybe you could tell me, what exactly did I inspire you to do? Buy paper towels? And this one always puts me in a weird position because what the hell are you supposed to say? Thank you? You're welcome? Follow me on YouTube because I need the subscribers? Because I'm pretty sure those are all the wrong answers. Now, if you watch one of my videos and something I said actually helped you, hell yeah, tell me. I love hearing that. If seeing me figure out something makes somebody else in a wheelchair think, yeah, shit, maybe I could figure that out too, that means something to me. But if I'm just rolling through the parking lot trying to remember where the hell I parked, I'm not really inspiring anybody. Now this guy scares the shit out of me. Imagine you're standing in a line at Starbucks and suddenly a stranger walks up behind you, grabs you by the shoulders, and starts moving you. You'd lose your fucking mind, man. But put wheels underneath me, and suddenly I'm a shopping cart. And look, I know they always mean well, all right? That's what makes this one so weird. Oh, let me help you with that. And before I could even say anything, bam, we're moving. Where are we going, Gary? I had plans today. Because when somebody grabs the back of my chair, they're not moving a piece of furniture. They're moving me. All I'm saying is, ask. That's it. Hey man, need a hand? Sometimes I absolutely do. Listen, there are hills out there that look like nothing when you're walking, and they turn into Mount fucking Doom when you're pushing a wheelchair up them. If I'm halfway up one of those things and sweating like Frodo, yes, Gary, today you're my hero. Please push me. But wait for me to say yes before you take control of the vehicle.
So, how did you lose your leg?
Alligator.
Now, from what I've seen online, some wheelchair users hate this question, all right? They're like, oh, it took me out of my safe space. Oh, it made me uncomfortable. It's too personal. I actually don't think like that. I like this guy because at least he has the balls to ask the question that everybody else is thinking. He sees a dude missing a leg sitting in a wheelchair, and he's like, what happened? The question is warranted. It's a fair question. I'd be wondering too. And I'd much rather somebody just ask me than spend the next 20 minutes pretending they're not looking at the giant empty space where my left leg used to be. There's always that little dance people do. They look at the chair, then they look at me, then they look at the leg, then they realize that I caught them looking. Then suddenly they become very interested in something that's going on behind me. Dude, you could ask, all right? I'm not made of glass. I usually give varying answers. Shark bit it off, got gored by a boar when I was in Texas hunting pigs. Well, whatever I think will break the ice. But obviously you gotta be careful because one time a little kid, a toddler if you will, I can't tell how old kids are, all right? He was this high, all right? That's how old he was. He asked me what happened, and I just shook my head and I was like, crocodile, man, you gotta be careful around him, thinking that the kid would laugh. But the kid started fucking crying, man. And you wanna talk uncomfortable, try watching a 50-year-old man making a little kid cry. Now, obviously, I didn't read the room, all right? But that's all I'm saying, read the room. Maybe don't walk up to a complete stranger at a funeral and be like, hey, buddy, where'd your left leg go? All right, there's a time and a place. But personally, if we're talking and you're curious, ask me, all right? Just understand that you asked, so now you're getting the story. You could have been home 15 minutes ago. That's on you.
I broke my leg skiing once.
No, you do not understand. And look, I appreciate what you're trying to do. You're trying to find some common ground. You're trying to relate. But breaking your leg skiing in 1997 and spending 6 weeks on crutches is not exactly the same thing. Oh, I know what you're going through. I tore my ACL once. Oh, shit. Did it grow back? Because I've been waiting 3 years and I'm starting to think that mine isn't coming back. There's a difference between temporarily not being able to use your leg and the leg leaving the company altogether, okay? You had a disagreement with management. Mine cleaned out its desk. And look, everybody has their own shit that they go through, all right? I'm not saying mine is worse than yours. Breaking your leg probably sucked. Surgery sucks. Crutches suck. But you don't have to convince me that you understand exactly what this is like. You don't. And dude, that's okay. You could just say, man, that must have sucked. Yeah, it did. And just like that, we have successfully communicated.
Dude, you have to try this new protein shake. It's like liquid gold. And the gym, total game changer.
I had to throw this guy in because Every wheelchair user eventually meets him. This is the complete stranger who somehow knows exactly what I need to do to fix myself. Have you tried physical therapy? Oh, physical therapy? Holy shit, all right? I never thought of that. Sometimes it's vitamins, sometimes it's a chiropractor, sometimes it's some guy in Arizona who apparently does incredible things with stem cells, and every once in a while, you get my absolute favorite. Have you tried walking on your prosthetic more? No, I have not. And look, I'm not saying that people shouldn't recommend things. Sometimes somebody tells you about a product or a treatment or some little trick that genuinely helps. But there's a pretty big difference between, hey, have you ever heard of this? And you know what you need to do? Look, we just met, all right? Maybe give it 5 minutes before you start rebuilding me. And look, here's the funny thing. Almost every person I just talked about is probably trying to be nice, all right? That's what makes this stuff so funny to me. Most people aren't assholes. They just don't know what to say. And honestly, but before I ended up in this chair, I probably said some stupid shit to disabled people too. Actually, knowing me, I absolutely did. So I'm not asking everybody to memorize some giant rule book about how you're supposed to talk to somebody in a wheelchair, because there really isn't one. Talk to me like you talk to anybody else. Ask questions, make jokes. If I look like I need help, ask me. If you're curious what happened, ask me. And if you see me sitting alone at a diner eating a cheeseburger, you don't have to tell me I'm brave. If this one made you laugh or made you think a little bit, hit that like button and subscribe if you want more videos from a guy who's just trying to shop at Target in peace. Till next time, guys, stay loud, stay a little bit reckless, and go out and make something. See you next time.